Dancing. And I'm dancing.
You dancing?
Dancing by myself.
Hello, everybody's. How's it going?
Singing.
How is it going?
The much
Oh
promised.
my goodness.
Return.
Oh my god, we're live!
We're actually going to stream role-playing games, aren't we?
Get this shit out of here.
We really, actually, definitely are. Hey,
Do we want
everybody.
everyone to see our face?
Oh, I want them to see my face. I'm so pretty. They should see my pretty face.
We could do like little puppetry. Hello,
I don't think-
everybody.
I don't want to do that. I don't think that's a good idea.
It's really hard to look at your hands while you're trying to puppet in a delayed stream.
Oh, there you go.
Aha! Now I
Go
can
there
puppet
for
from
now.
here.
What's up? Yes. So after much delay and promises, we are finally back to rolling dice on a table.
Woo!
That's true. That's a thing we're doing.
Rolling the damn dice.
I love dice and tables. Do you love dice and
Take
tables?
that table.
Is that a yes or a no?
Yes.
Okay.
Holy shit, yes. It is the biggest yes ever.
The biggest yes ever. Wow.
It's like,
I have these comically large red dice.
You have comically large red dice.
I
Those
guess they're
are,
not-
in fact, comedically large dice. Jeez.
Quite as large as they could be.
Those are really big.
they could be bigger.
Why are those so big?
Heyo.
That's what she said.
Phrasing.
Hey, phrasing. 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 Justin, there's your character. Well, what are we doing?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Escapist podcast.
Wait, this
Woo!
isn't a podcast.
Shit.
It's so
Yeah.
ingrained.
Janelle was-
so ingrained in my brain.
That scream, that like incredible battle cry that you lead every podcast with. It is just like Xena Warrior Princess. You may as well be Lucy Lawless.
I would love to be Lucy Lawless.
Me too?
I mean, come on.
I can't think of any reason not to be.
Neither
Lucy
can
Lawless.
I.
Justin, can you?
Terrible things happened to her in what was the Stars Gladiator show?
Oh, you're right.
Sparta. Was it? No, it's not Sparta.
Spartacus.
Spartacus. That's it.
Yeah. I don't want to be
Yeah.
Lucy Lawless anymore.
You can be pre-Spartacus Lucy Lawless.
There you go.
If we time travel to the 90s, I'll be Lucy Lawless. It's done. That's the only way it's going to happen.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Escapist live stream. Nailed it.
Crushed it.
Hey,
Killed
Nailed
it.
it.
Destroyed it, in fact. My name's John Bolding, and I am going to be game mastering this little excursion into the Iron Kingdoms role-playing game. This is a steampunk fantasy role-playing game based on an old setting for Dungeons and Dragons, upon which the now rather popular War Machine and Hordes fantasy skirmish miniatures games are based. And now they came back a couple of years ago and remade a role-playing game version of their skirmish game rules.
They've gone
Full circle.
They have, in
all
fact,
the
gone
way.
full circle.
The snake is eating its own tail,
It's true.
and
The snake doth devour its own tail.
yeah.
And it's yummy. We'll show you.
And it's a delicious tail made of candy.
So why? So
And
what,
dice.
John? Why Iron Kingdoms versus just going back to D&D?
So delicious. Oh, sorry, what? was
So why
talking
Iron
about the
Kingdoms
snake
instead
tail.
of going back to D&D?
Oh,
What attracts you to this system?
What attracts me to this system is that
other than the goofiest health life tracking thing?
it is
We'll-
not,
we'll-
in fact,
we'll
the
show it
goofy
to
life
you.
tracking thing. It is that I always like miniatures in games, right? I always like miniatures in role-playing games.
Yes. I mean, you've told me specifically to rate the value of board games based on the miniatures that come with it.
That's true. That is a really, really good way to understand if you're getting ripped off when you buy a board game. That is a fact.
How many miniatures it comes with?
How many miniatures does it come with? Anyways, I should do an article about that one day.
Yep.
I like this game because it uses miniatures in a way that very few role-playing games have ever actually committed to, which is as an in-depth, interesting tactical skirmish system. And its role-playing elements on top of that are often really narrative, and it's a very light, smooth system for playing a role-playing game without having to worry too much about whether it's gonna fall apart in the interaction between the layers. Mm-hmm. You know that since everything is built from this sort of assumed, like, you're gonna probably be using it with miniatures on a table level, that it's not gonna get weird. The positioning mechanics aren't going to get strange on you, and no one's going to have like failed to describe what happens when this spell knocks someone back.
Because it's basically based on a tabletop war game.
Because it's based on a war game.
Yeah.
And it's a war game with probably the most balanced set of competitive play rules out of any currently played war game.
Awesome.
Which is a huge thing, I think.
Yeah.
To me, at least. That's a major piece of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Iron Kingdom's world is over the top amazing and hilarious.
Which I'm excited to learn about because I know I've never played War Machine before.
Well,
so this is all going to be brand new to me.
It is going to be awesome. So if you're not familiar, it is a world where a magical industrial revolution has kicked off, right? So a few, 100 years ago, somebody figures out, if we use just this kind of magic, right, and we create this little magical circle of runes, it'll gather up magical power when it shakes back and forth. And then we can use that to, put it on a little turbine, and we can burn this coal and spin the turbine.
And then we called it an M drive.
And then you go from there to steampunk magic war robots.
Obviously, a perfectly normal and logical leap.
That's what I would do.
Well,
I mean, look, if you could figure out how to make all that technology happen, the first thing you do is war machines.
It's true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Giant robots standing around.
Especially when, as in the case of this world, when you've been enslaved by dark invaders from another continent.
Yay.
Who sacrifice your people for their souls.
Getting the souls back, baby.
Yeah. So anyways.
Tasty souls.
This world is really cool because you have all the fantasy trappings like wizards, and you have goblins and ogres and those kinds of things, but they've all changed from the sort of medieval fantasy era, and they are moved forward. So like goblins are a vital and important part of human society because they are so good at using their tiny hands to fix machines, right?
Yeah.
So they've evolved into an incredibly peaceful group of people who detest violence. Because why not?
I like these kind of goblins.
Make more money this way.
Yeah. So I think a lot of those elements of this, they play on the traditional expectations of fantasy in a cool way. Also, there's guns. I love
Not only guns that shoot magic bullets.
Guns that shoot magic bullets.
Well, in a world with magic, I would accept no other gun.
That's true. You would be very disappointed.
I'd be like,
except the bigger gun.
What is this?
I would accept a bigger gun. Yeah.
That also shoots magic bullets.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Bigger, more magical.
Magic bullet minigun.
That's a thing.
Or just a cannon.
That's also a thing.
Cannons are nice.
Magic rocket launcher?
Also a thing.
Yes!
Woo!
Let's do this, bitches!
So today is going to be a little bit of a tutorial session.
Which is great because, like I said, I'm new to War Machine. I'm sure many of you guys out there have not played Iron Kingdoms.
That is almost definitely true.
So, yeah, let's get everyone up to speed so everybody knows the world we're in.
Yes.
For the most part, it plays like a lot of the other, kind of tactical heavy RPGs. It's just there are no hexes. You just measure in inches instead.
Yeah. And in this way, it is very familiar, I think, to a lot of people who have played tabletop games
With our
before.
magic inches ruler.
Yeah,
Sorry, non-Americans.
Yeah, non-Americans, you are in a whole world of magical something because there's not going to be.
some illusory, made-up system in this world of Iron Kingdoms.
That actually, it's just going to be more flavorful. Okay, just accept that.
Look, they haven't gotten rid of the imperial system.
They haven't standardized a damn thing yet. They're just screwing around. They're crazy.
I have no idea what that must be like.
I'm sure there's a British translation of this with actual centimeters. In fact, I know there is because there's a German translation.
If you buy
Makes sense.
a box of it in the UK, will you get a
You will get
metric system?
a metric system version, yeah.
I wonder if the numbers are really goofy though, because like a lot of the numbers in this game are kind of like your character moves 5 inches. Your character moves.
I would
like,
presume
it's
they
kind
just
of like
establish a
standardized
different
amount.
standard.
It's just like okay,
When you're translating
something
a
that's
war game.
approximate to
Yeah.
it.
But that's a good question.
Huh. Somebody out there,
It's a
go
mystery.
look it up.
Yeah, somebody look it up. It's someone else's job. It's not my job. So, we have 2 characters, and we'll describe the
Although as
characters.
chat points out, most people even outside the U.S. still know what inches and feet are.
No, they don't. You're making that up.
It's not true.
You made that up. I don't believe
You
it.
might know what they are, but do you know what they are?
Deep inside your heart.
Like
Well, yes,
as a sci-
considering they did not originate in the United States.
Well,
That's
I'm
not
just
true either.
saying,
We made that
It's
up.
just like conceptually, I know what a mile is.
Sure.
It's a little harder for me to conceptually figure out a kilometer, even though I know exactly what a kilometer is.
I don't think I can accurately estimate either of those things.
A yard?
I could do a yard.
Can you do a yard or a foot easier?
Well, since my foot is actually it's like 10 inches, I can do a foot easier. Because I'm just like, I put down my foot and then I'm like, yep, it's a little bit longer than that. So my life is a simple place. Also, the
That must be
length
nice.
between my knuckle and my middle knuckle on my thumb is exactly an inch. So
Who are you, John Bolding?
lucky.
I
I'm a
mean,
lucky man.
this is what the imperial system was based on in the
I mean,
original
I know,
place.
but
Is that true or is that apocryphal? Is it actually based
It's
on
actually true.
Charlemagne's foot?
No, or just like that was the whole thing. Like the imperial system was always like weird, like sort of standardized measurements.
Like it's
6 inches should
about
be,
the
like-
distance between this and this
Yeah.
on the person's body. Well, it does make it convenient because barring accident or accident of birth, you always have that with you.
There you go.
So you can just be like, it's like, I don't know, 3 inches of gold. Whatever, man.
Sure,
Just pay me some money.
you bite it. Scientific.
Anyways, we're going to play a short run campaign of this. It's going to be fun. I hope. And
I was promised fun. I want it to go on the record.
don't make me rage quit this shit and flip tables.
well,
These
I
tables
hope
are kind
none
of large.
that happens. And if you could flip one of these tables,
bet
just
you- I
I
bet
bet
you-
actually you probably could.
I bet you with enough gumption I could.
You can do it.
if you were angry enough, you could Hulk out.
You can
Anger.
certainly do it horizontally, as opposed to like going this way.
Oh,
I can flip that shit.
I can flip that. Let's not.
Let's try.
I want to see if without any leverage, if
understand.
I could at least lift it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay.
If you did a little power squat, you
I
could
can do
just
this thing.
you could table flip the shit out of that.
I just got to get it a little up and then grab the leg and toss it.
Oh, it's like a double maneuver.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if that ever happens,
You win.
I'm going to run away. So here we are. We've got our 2 characters. Let's hear a little bit about them.
Great.
Who wants to start?
Who wants to start?
I don't know if I know enough to be.
Okay, well, so this is what we do know. Janelle's character is a Tharn. The Tharn are a race
back to the
of
sheet.
sort of human descended people. A long, long time ago, they were humans, but they started. They stopped worshiping the human deity, the human creator deity, and they started worshiping this primal nature deity called the Devourer Worm, which is exactly as scary as you think it is.
Because if you're going to worship something, you worship something that might devour you.
Yeah, that's the plan. And over time, they sort of mutated, divergently magically evolved. So they're quite different from people now, and all Tharns sort of have this ability that's linked to the past, the changing of the moons, because this world has 3 moons, because obviously, where they transform into an alternative bestial shape, which is awesome.
Rawr,
That's what you do.
rawr.
And it's a
Yes,
little
I will do that every time.
it's a little bit like being a werewolf.
But what is
complain
my
about that.
is my bestial? So are Tharn's have different bestial shapes?
They do. So there's a very specific divergence, which is that male Tharns have the ability to, they become big, they become larger, they become like almost 10 feet tall, and they get super strong, and they grow big jaws with huge, pointy, sharp, bitey teeth. They in fact become so strong that they can plunge their hand into someone's chest and tear out their still beating heart and devour it, which
Indiana.
is a thing that they do regularly.
Tasty hearts.
Lady Tharns,
Hey, they're filled
however,
with iron. Good for you.
or it's fair.
Maybe they're just all anemic. They just really need that extra iron in their
Well,
diet.
they don't like vegetables. They don't need enough spinach, so they have to eat hearts instead.
There you go.
Yeah.
This
This
now-
is a deeper theory
canon.
worth investigating. This is now canon. Sorry, Privateer Press. Your game is ours now. Lady Tharns, or female Tharns, become stealthy cat-like predators.
I like it.
They become hard to track, very fast. They also grow tiny claws, and I think they get extra dexterous as well.
Are
so
they
can
just
manipulate
tiny
things
claws?
better. They're little claws. They're not clawy claws for actually tearing out
That's
people's
fine.
eyeballs. I mean, they're
How big of claws do you need for eyeballs?
now that I think about it, it's
I was
not
gonna
very
say, I was
big.
like, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that.
No,
anyway,
you're right. They don't have to be that big. Anyways, Janelle's character specifically is a blood weaver.
Ooh.
She's a kind of Tharn with a magical gift who can use the magic of someone else's blood, specifically someone else's blood.
Oops.
Could I use mine in a pinch?
No.
Damn it.
Uh,
That's fine. It just means I need to go hunting.
Yeah, and the way you actually trigger that is by stabbing them with your sacral blade, which is this magic two-pronged stone knife that has been enchanted. Yeah. Your character actually has specific two careers. You have the Bloodweaver career and the Brigand career, because here in your past life you were a basically a raider who attacked fringe human settlements for perfectly valid reasons of taking their stuff.
I just want everyone to know I wrote on my paper, stab everyone with enchanted blade, do the magics.
that's about
That's
right.
exactly how your character works. That's how you do things.
Got it. Know how to
Yeah.
play. Let's move on.
We've got this. It's perfect. We also have Justin,
Hello.
who is a human from the for the purposes of our campaign, the nearby industrialized nation of Signar, who are the sort of the good guy humans, questionably, even though they're maybe religiously intolerant bigots in small ways. To be fair, most of the other religions are kind of dicks. So there's that. Anyways, Justin's character is an alchemist,
Yes.
specializing in grenades.
Look, we might have gotten thrown out of alchemy school because while everyone else was making potions and various snake oils that they were going to sell to
right.
people, I might have made bombs.
And who can complain about bombs, really?
Look, everybody
Apparently all your teachers at alchemy
looks
school.
so much better when their insides are on their outsides.
That is not necessarily true, but hopefully you get to keep your insides right where they are.
Only if I could use their blood.
Okay, this is getting creepy fast. I'm going to have great regrets about these characters, aren't I? Anyways,
Yeah, I think both of them are slightly deranged.
so these are both characters, specifically Justin's character, makes his living as a bounty hunter. And so this is the tutorial episode. So this is sort of an incident from these two characters' past. And I think one of the reasons I wanted to play this game is because it works quite well with a low number of players. And so having a small player count game is something that a lot of people think they can't do. And I would like to play this in order to be like, look, this is actually something you can do. It's important. Everyone loves stabbing people.
Sorry, I'm just drawing my
Difference.
blade.
You're drawing your sword. It's okay. I understand. So, while we're playing this game, we're going to use a couple pieces of general equipment. I've got, the books and a GM screen, all that stuff. That's important. I'm also using a box set that Privateer produced for the Unleashed version of this game, which is the book that has all the wild characters like the Tharn and the Trollkin that you can play as and all kinds of monsters and things.
I may have made a mistake by not playing the giant crocodile man,
You did not play a giant crocodile man.
which is an option.
You could have been a giant crocodile man, but you are not. And that's
I'll bring one in next week.
that's a choice that you made.
We're going to have to live with it.
You're going to have to live with it. And that's all these tiles, they come from that adventure kit. We also have a board game made by Privateer Press that's specifically also made to be compatible with the role-playing game called The Undercity, and we'll be using some miniatures from that, including like Justin's character miniature is from that game. And that is Justin's alchemist. He's got a grenade in one hand. He's sweeping back his cloak to reveal his
More grenades.
bandolier of other grenades.
I just want it to be said that I haven't seen these character sheets yet. John printed them out earlier, and so I'm like looking over it, and like I flip over on the back, and there's just a section that's labeled "More Grenades."
Yes.
I am pleased.
You said you wanted one thing, and then you have received it.
We're going to blow up all the things.
You should blow up all the things. So beyond that particularly interesting mess, you have our characters. The stage is set.
Ho, ho, ho.
So the two of you met each other a few days ago in the woods. Janelle, you were looking for someone to rob and kill. Justin, you were looking for someone who does lots of robbing and killing. You can't make this kind of stuff up. The man you were looking for,
Wearing my
Justin,
robbing mask.
is a human named Alistair Pembroke. He is wanted in Eastern Signar for robbery, murder, extortion, and other such crimes. The thing that actually got him into a lot of trouble was he robbed a train, which is a big no-no right now because the trains are carrying military supplies north for the ongoing war that Signar has with one of its neighbors. Therefore, a rather hefty bounty has been placed on this guy's head. And as far as you know, no one else actually knows where he is. You figured out recently, you tracked him to Timbo's Wash, which is a border town across the Black River from Signar itself in the foothills of these huge mountains. It's not proper territory. No one nation claims this area, but there are settlers here nonetheless, and also companies looking to exploit the vast mineral wealth of these nearby mountains. That said, there are a lot of people who live here already, like Janelle's character's tribe. But after you explained your purpose, which was rooting out known outlaws, and explained the sheer amount of money that you could make doing this.
So you're saying I get to stab them and be rich?
Yes.
You saw the light, as it were, and decided to, at least just this once, split the profits for hunting down this guy.
I feel like there was a scene where like Janelle is like about to stab my character with a knife, and I just have a grenade like right here. I'm just,
We'll go together.
Shit.
Well,
taking you with me, she-beast.
it's probably a lot like that, yes.
Now, I have one important detail I need covered, John.
Okay.
Before we start. Is the bounty for dead or alive? Because
Yes.
I may have a track record of alive being a problem,
Yes.
intact being a further problem.
The longer you keep them alive, the more you can stab them for the magics.
Yes. The bounty is yes.
Good.
Dead or alive. That's what the poster you tore down off of a wall back in Signar says. So
As long as they accept pieces.
You need most of the head. I'm going to be honest with you.
Identifiable.
Yeah, you're going
pieces.
to need identifiable pieces.
Okay.
So, near as you can tell, this Pembroke guy has holed up in a border town called Timbo's Wash, which straddles this broad creek a few miles away from the river in an area of sort of dry, open hills. The region here is pretty unforgiving, right? South of here, there is a large sort of swamp basin called the Marchfells, where it's a little more survivable. There are these large forests. This is actually where your tribe specifically lives. But here, you're on this sort of border between a river downstream, mountains uphill, and very little rain falls in between. And so it's really close-packed, tight, rocky soil, the reddish, rusty color to it. All the cliff sides sort of have, if they're a dark stone, they still have these, they're constantly covered in this reddish dust, and they have these veins of rusty red iron in them. So everything here is dirty. Everything is covered in dust. All the buildings look like they've definitely seen better time, because when the storms come through here, and they do, that hard-packed soil doesn't soak up water. It just
floods.
Runs, and it floods. And that's why this place is right next to this creek. Because this deep, deep pit, basically, it takes all the water. And the buildings don't wash away, and neither do all the miners. So this is this dusty mining town. It's like something you'd find in the American Old West. It's not lawless per se, but unlike most human towns in a civilized or integrated area, no one's really going to bat an eye when a Tharn strolls into town. No one's going to bat an eye if like a Gator Man strolls into town or anything like that. Mm-hmm. As long as their money's good and they respect the laws, you're pretty good.
Excellent.
So, at least, and Justin, what's your character's name at this point? We should know.
Webb.
And Janelle.
I'm going with Chana. Chana for the win.
All right. Webb, you know that Timbo's Wash is run in the name of the East Signar Coal and Iron Mining Corporation by a man named Baltus Jog, who is a stickler, as it were, a fundamentalist in a relatively unpopular human religion called the faith of Minoth, the creator. Minoth is the creator of mankind. He's sort of been displaced by some other gods in recent years, at least in Signar. In fact, there's a major conflict between Signar and a theocracy in the south over this religious schism. But Jog is idiosyncratic, to say the least, which is obvious to you because as you approach town, there's a guy on a scaffold who is dead. He's been hung, alongside a large sign that says rules. No fighting, no gambling, no killing, no drinking.
This town has a lot of rules. I don't know how I feel about them. No drinking. What?
It's not a very friendly place.
I mean, if you can't kill, how can you make friends?
Not sure how that works.
Oh, human. You're so cute.
So the streets of this town, there's a large general store with a set of open swinging doors. There's people going in and out. There's a lot of humans here. It's mostly humans, but there's the occasional 8.5 foot tall blue rocky hided trollkin, little gobbers scurrying back and forth. That's goblins if you're not from the area. And as well, a surprisingly large number of pharaoh. Pharaoh are boar men. They are about like this. They have pig-like snouts and low heads. They're as heavy and big as a person, but they're usually shorter because their head's not upright. It hangs forward. Let me find a better pharaoh to show chat, but they're around. And that's not a shocker to you all. This is a desolate, shitty region, and that's usually where the pharaoh get consigned to. Humans think very poorly of pharaoh.
Okay.
Walking bacon.
That is how the pharaoh view other pharaoh for the most part. Yes, they have no taboo against cannibalism, and in fact, see it as a disrespect to not eat their own kind when they die.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
They make bigger slabs of bacon.
On the other hand, bacon is delicious.
Very delicious. Have you ever had a pharaoh skewered and baked over an open fire?
No. No. Why?
Well, neither have I. That's all.
So it's the middle of the month, so the full moons are long past. You are able to go about sort of freely in your more human form at this time. So that's good for you. If one or more of the moons, if two or more of the moons were full, you would be stuck in your beast form.
So I get stuck in it with two.
You
more.
do.
Okay.
And while you're transformed, you can only kind of communicate through guttural growls and half-spoken words because your larynx and your tongue change shape.
But other Tharn can understand me in that.
Other Tharn can understand
Yeah.
you, yeah. And so can people. You just can't actually communicate anything very complex. If that makes sense.
People aren't that complex.
They're just made of little parts.
It's just little human parts.
And certain ones of the parts are tasty.
And soft.
Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
And very soft.
Okay. Anyways,
Book. Oh, now there's bleeding.
your appearance in town seems to cause little to no stir. There's maybe a couple hundred residents here. 20 or 30 buildings. It's a very relaxed place. A large hotel. There's that general store. There's a building that seems to combine aspects of church and jail as well. There's a few people in stocks outside of it. They seem to have little signs next to them describing whatever crime it is they've committed.
So, what crimes have they committed?
Well, there's one that says drinking, and there's one that says gambling, and the third guy has a sign next to him that says fighting.
What's your character's name again?
Web.
Webb. So Webb, as friendly as this town may seem, I think I might overstay my welcome rather quickly with their lack of understanding for the behaviors of our kind.
So you're saying we should find the guy and go move on to more civilized places.
Well, killing him here ain't going to be that easy, is it? We're going to have to drag him out.
He
kill him
happens
outside.
to fall down a flight of stairs. That's not our fault.
Do those stairs have sharp objects on them? Well, they can. They can. I
Hey,
will make sure they can.
He landed on that satchel of grenades. That's all I'm saying.
I see where this is going.
Yeah. Does it look like there's like a central location where a lot of people are currently gathering? I mean, clearly
Yeah.
this town has outlawed everything that is fun and just and great in the world, but they must do something other than drink and fight.
Dude,
so-
I already want to leave. Like,
So-
I'm like, this is not.
There is actually a pretty significant line of people coming out of that hotel.
Okay.
And you can smell the waft of delicious cooking coming from that direction.
What does it smell like?
It smells like bacon.
Do I have enhanced senses at all?
You smell a little bit better than a person,
Okay.
but not significantly.
Okay.
Not that he's going to say it out loud, but having spent most of the day traveling next to the Tharn that may or may not wash on a bi-weekly basis.
Hey, mud baths keep the scent upwind. Okay.
Webb thinks that some nice, delicious food
Sounds
smells
good.
and sounds great right now.
Okay.
He's going to head over in that
Got to
direction.
get my Tharn here ready.
Feeling it?
Feeling it.
Okay.
Let's do this.
We'll bring you some twigs.
I think
for
you're,
next
I
session.
think you're really going places.
Next session, beware. Because there might be a knife involved. I'm just saying.
I hope there's not a knife.
So we're looking for Alistair
Pembroke.
Pembroke?
Yeah.
Does he have any defining features on his
Yeah,
poster?
he does actually. He has a large floppy hat on. In the drawing of him, he's got rough cut, sort of scraggly, half curly hair, and he has a distinctive scar across his jaw that seems pretty deep.
Okay.
It runs from one corner of his mouth down onto his throat.
Well, since we can't find the ale, because there is none, I guess we might just go find the food and see if what's his face is in there.
So as you enter this hotel, it very much reminds you of any given tavern anywhere in the world. There are people
Without
eating.
the
It
alcohol?
actually seems like there are people waiting in line. They're waiting in line for food, actually. They're just walking up to a little open kitchen window, flipping the guy a coin, and walking off with a plate of food. They all look like they're probably minors as far as you can tell. Interestingly, there is a lot of alcohol being consumed in here, as well as a significant amount of gambling going on.
It's a trap.
Huh.
How long's the line?
It's like 5 people long.
Okay. Rules time. Is there stuff like charisma in here? I don't notice anything like that.
So the 3 primary statistics in this game are physique, agility, and intelligence. Each of them has a little secondary stat broken down from that. They have speed, strength, prowess, poise, arcane, and perception. You only have an arcane stat if you're a spellcaster. But interestingly, I guess, there is no single stat for social roles. There's not
Okay.
a charisma. So it's all about how you decide to do something. So if you try to intimidate someone by being big and scary and strong, you would add your strength.
Okay.
If you try and do something clever, it'll be something like intelligence. If you play off how they behave, you would use your perception.
Got it.
Does that all make sense?
Great. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to immediately break off from Justin
Okay.
and start canvassing the room a little bit.
Okay.
Walking around sort of, and not sneakily. I want
Right.
Justin to know what I'm doing. And just like, sauntering my way through the place, glancing over at tables, seeing if I recognize a face.
Okay. Check it out.
Yeah. And if anyone starts looking at me suspiciously, I'm just going to walk right over to the line.
Okay.
Look
Great.
like I was looking for a table.
So you know what? You should make a little perception roll.
Okay.
I think.
What is that?
So it is specifically a skill for noticing things.
Okay, so my perception here says 3, but there's another box that says max 5.
So that maximum is based on your race. So as you increase it due to like advances from experience points, you just can't go higher than that number.
Okay.
Anyways, so the core mechanic in this game for skills, for everything, is 2 6-sided dice.
Okay.
And
I have
add
R2
your
dice.
stat.
Go for it.
2 6-sided dice. Sweet. So, and I have to hit the number that I have?
So you will roll 2 6-sided dice and you will add the number that you have.
Okay, so 7.
Okay. And add your perception. Sorry.
Not my max. the
Not your
perception.
max, just the
Okay.
number right there.
10.
Okay. So as you're sort of walking through the room, trying to get an eye, you notice there is a table of people over in the corner. It looks like 2 humans and a gobber who are eyeballing you. And you manage to not let them on to that you've noticed that they've noticed you. But they are watching you as you walk through here. And you said if someone's,
Yeah.
Looking.
So are they male or female?
It's hard to tell with the gobber, but one of the humans is a woman.
Oh, it's a woman. I definitely know one of them's a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna, once I notice that, I'm just gonna like try to, do a little, oh, do I see any open tables? Do I see
Right.
any open And I'll be like, Web, I'm going to get online. See if you find a table. I'm not having any success.
Okay.
And I'm going to walk over to the line.
Well, Webb went straight for the chow line.
So Webb is walking away from the line with his plate right now.
Okay. I'm just going to be like, I didn't find a table, man. I'm going to get some
Right.
food.
It's a good question.
Delicious food. What is it?
Food?
Yeah.
It's a couple fresh biscuits, scrambled eggs, bacon. It's sort of what you would expect from this part of the world. It doesn't look like the greatest food in the world, but it's also hot.
Yeah.
Hard to complain.
Better than I've had in a few days.
Yes. You've been on the trail.
I'm gonna try to look for a table that has other people at it, but is not crowded.
Okay. So there's a couple long communal tables running the middle of this room, so you could definitely easily just snag a spot.
And I will almost uncomfortably close, like sidle up to somebody and be like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Okay.
And then like try to steer the conversation in a way of like, "Well, I'm new in town and looking for a friend. Actually, he's kind of a curly hair, big floppy hat, he's got a scar on his cheek.
Right.
Fell down when we were kids. I always feel bad about it, but what are you going to do? We were kids."
Everyone
okay.
seems to fall down around Webb.
Everyone does seem to fall down on the bed.
First the stairs.
Whose fault is that?
It's because he's so handsome.
It's
Aw.
not. It's not because of that. It's because he murders people for a living. He's a murdery person. No, I refuse to shut up.
don't
I'm going
need
to
to know
tell
that
everyone the bad things that you do. So, what are you seeing that as? Is that a bit of a deception maneuver?
Sure. So I'm just rolling 2d6 in deception. I guess I'm trying to like get information out of this person.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Okay. I guess it'd be a deception or streetwise. I mean, they're
I
functionally the same role in the for my character, but
I think Streetwise is going to get you more general information, while Deception, if these people have seen that person, it'll let you get away with.
I mean, I'm looking for this guy, not necessarily. I haven't like asked about like who else is new in town,
Right.
so I guess it would be deception.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that sounds good.
Ugh. Well, those are 2 1s, which makes a 6.
Okay. The guy who you're sitting next to like scoots over a little bit, and he's like, "I don't know anybody by that name."
Oh, come on, help me out here, man. Really?
Never heard of him.
Who's new in town?
Gets up and leaves,
Damn it.
Sorry.
leaving space for Chana to come and sit down.
Let me know when I sit down.
Oh yeah, you're here.
Okay, so what's on my plate exactly again?
Some bacon,
Sorry, it's
some
important.
eggs, some tasty biscuits.
Okay. No mashed potatoes.
No mashed potatoes.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Okay, so
Wait, who has mashed potatoes and eggs in the morning?
I do.
I don't know what these people eat.
I'm just gonna confidently say that.
So I'm going to, look at my food real quick and then be like, grab my bacon, split it up into 3 pieces. And then I'm going to be like, "Hey, Webb, you look hungry, I guess." And I'm going to place my bacon on his plate in the shape of an arrow pointing down toward that
Okay.
table
In the corner.
that it was staring at me in the corner.
That's beautiful. That is amazing. Well, it is obvious to you that she has made a bacon arrow pointing at that table in the corner.
Webb just starts eating her bacon.
Bacon.
And I start eating my food.
I
so
will
sad.
try to stealthily kind of like do the stretch and kind of pop a look at whatever Janelle was indicating.
Okay.
So is that sneak?
Yeah, if you want to do it without being spotted,
Sure.
that is definitely sneak.
I guess I'm trying to obscure the fact that I'm looking.
Oh yeah, if you want everyone to think you are stretching, that is sneak.
That one was way
Better
better.
roll, better roll.
That is actually the exact opposite because we went from double 1s to double 6s.
Oh, okay.
So that's a 21.
That's a 21. You pass me a couple 6-sided dice.
Sure.
Justin is the king of dice
There
today.
you go.
Well, let's see if you get noticed with your sneakery.
If they do, it's all
pretty
downhill
good
from here.
roll.
That is actually the best roll I can make.
Okay, so you get a good look at them. Neither of those is Pembroke, but they're definitely paying decent attention to you.
Might have paid him off to scope out anybody new in town.
Shove a roll in my mouth.
We could follow them. They might lead us to Pembroke.
I nod. Shove another roll in my mouth. If this was any other town.
If this were any other town.
Yeah, I guess that will be our. I'm gonna go with that as the current plan.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So we're going to eat.
finish breakfast, but try to like awkwardly match their pace. Does it look like they're eating as well, or they were just kind of hanging out at a table?
They were eating.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're gonna they finish eating after a while and they leave. They hand back in their pewter plates at the window.
Give it the couple, give them enough time to get out the door, kind of like pat their stomachs, loosen the belt, and then I will.
You had my bacon. I guess you must loosen your belt.
No, they will. I just want to make sure we're not like coming through the door and they're just still like, oh man, that breakfast was so good. God damn it. No, we're not following you. What are you talking about? And then try to slip out the door and see if we can spot them and tail them.
And just in case they're outside, I like walk out the door and I'm like, ugh, that was so tasty.
Everyone's giving you weird looks at this point.
I don't care.
Not that they were giving you normal looks before. You're still something of an
Only
oddity,
Tharn in
Yeah.
town.
right?
Probably. We're close to it.
That and this is not exactly a region where your people are beloved. Put it that way.
Is there horses? Do they have horses?
There are definitely horses
Is there like a
around.
horse trough?
Yeah,
I like walk up to it and wash my hands in it.
of course you do. That's disgusting. Horse
through my hair.
horse spit. The most decidedly hygienic of things. So you're gonna shadow these guys? Is that what the plan is?
Yes.
And how obvious are you gonna be about it? Or is it gonna be like a ghost? They don't even know.
We should try that first.
Okay.
And see if we fail or not.
I'm gonna tap Justin for reals, and then kind of just motion that I'm like moving away from him, and I'm gonna distance myself from him thoroughly
Okay.
and try to sneak on my own slightly.
Okay. Interesting. So you're gonna like get off into the spaces between buildings and follow along like another street or
Yep.
something like that. Okay. Webb, what are you doing?
We're trying to do the nonchalant,
The classic. shadow.
Stop at the shop, look in the
Right, right.
window,
Yeah.
see that they've moved on, take a couple
Follow
steps
them.
further.
Okay.
Try to find like groups of people. Like I'm sure there's other people on the street.
There are.
It's the morning. People are coming to and from work.
Yeah.
I imagine, or I guess they could be coming from work if they had late night graveyard shifts.
Yeah. Well, and this is a frontier area. So like most of these miners some of them are working like corporate claims, but a lot of them are like prospectors. They are going out in the hills and trying to find somewhere that they like and staking a claim. So
I will draw on some of my my thiefiness.
okay.
And try to not get spotted.
Okay. So go ahead, both of you roll a sneak roll.
Is that sneak? Okay.
I got a 14.
17.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
Sneaky,
We
sneaky.
are so sneaky.
Yeah, so sneaks.
This is where they roll double boxcars.
Ooh. Not boxcars. So you're able to follow these guys. and that lady through town. They move along at a pretty sedate pace. They stop briefly to laugh at the people in the stocks. And eventually they make their way to sort of the far end of town near the big gully that the place is named for, the Wash. And you notice that this end of town is a little more run down. You can tell it's probably flooded through here once or twice. You wouldn't necessarily choose to build your building here. Some of these buildings are up on like 3 feet stilts. There's definitely a disproportionate number of like the gobbers and the trollkin, the pharaoh, the non-humans living on this end of town.
I feel a little more at home here.
You're definitely getting less weird looks
Okay.
at this end of town than you were before, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So look around. They eventually make their way towards this sort of immediate edge of the gully. And one of them turns off and goes into another building. A second one joins a group standing around a little campfire. The third sort of moves off in one direction around the side of a building. You can't quite tell where he gets to. It's the male human.
Okay.
The lady went into a building. The gobber is standing with a couple other gobbers and some humans around a fire. They seem to be cooking something.
Okay, so as soon as I notice that they've stopped, I'm gonna make sure to like out of sight from them.
Right.
Kind of backtrack a little and whistle at Justin to get his attention.
Okay.
In like a little
That's
alley
easy.
of some sort.
Yeah.
To get his attention to like come over.
Pretending like you're lost.
No, why are there weird bird noises?
Oh, come here, goddammit.
Caw, caw.
Hoot.
I like that you're
Call sign.
I like how you're
Call
playing your
sign.
character because you're actually really, really intelligent. I think you're at the human maximum for intelligence, right?
Oh, okay.
Like you're as smart as you could be.
5, yeah.
But you play it off like you're not. It's nice. I like that.
So, do you come over?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't want to assume, but. So I go, so what do you think about the oddballs over there giving me the eye? I mean, I have a mind to go over and take their eyes from them.
You know, you kind of stand out.
I know my hair. It's pretty
Webb takes like
fantastic,
half a step back
but-
when he says it, maybe regretting the choice of words.
It's the big eyes and the nice hair, isn't it? I know.
And so we're completing the scene of how your character actually looks. Like what you're wearing is what's colloquially called like thorn leathers, and they're cured thick hides, but they drape weirdly, like in very strange places, and are really tight in other places that maybe you wouldn't expect them to be, because they are built to take to be able to expand when you transform.
You have,
Yeah.
you have Hulk pants.
Yeah,
They're
so
like tight at the knees, bulky in the
yeah,
the
they have
thighs.
like weird baggy parts in the thighs or whatever because your legs extend. They've got like extra material in the shoulders hanging down like a little cape.
Can't be ripping your clothes
because
every
your
time.
back broadens,
Yeah.
right? There's some weirdness there.
It's the hair, isn't it?
Back to the task at hand.
You think they know something?
I don't know. It stood out. It's the best lead we have so far. What do you think about?
So what
Casing out that building.
are the people at the fire doing?
The people at the fire they were clearly making something and now they're pouring it out into little cups.
Okay.
And actually someone else has come out of a nearby building
just
to get
porridge.
with a little cup to get some of it. No, it looks like maybe like a tea or something like that.
Trying to think how I can go up there. And I'm like, maybe I could do a card trick. And I was like, that's my other character.
You went right back to your D&D character.
went right back to the
immediately,
D&D gimmick.
immediately back. That's hilarious.
Are there stores? Like, did the woman who went into a house, Is it a house or a store, or is this a commercial area, very residential?
It's definitely... It's hard to make that distinction very well because of the sort of ramshackle nature of the town. But, I mean, at least one of these buildings is some kind of little store. We can say, sure, the one she went into was. But most of these are houses. People live in them.
Okay.
And some of them are more temporary and some of them are permanent.
I said we just let ourselves in around back.
In the house?
Why not?
Do you want me to wait in front in case she runs? I always like grabbing the runners.
I guess.
It's getting really dark really fast.
I'm sorry.
No,
It's just how she's evolving.
you got the hunter's instincts, so it's okay.
That's
when they run, it just makes me excited.
I'll smoke them out.
Okay.
You grab them.
Literally?
Maybe. Figuratively at this point.
Okay.
Are there like people
possibly-
sitting around the streets milling about? I'm trying to figure out how I can
There's
blend
people
in
around.
without
It wouldn't be ridiculous to stop somewhere and wait for a
and
while.
just hang out.
I don't think
So
so.
that's what I'm gonna do. Just
Yeah.
gonna stop somewhere, hang out.
Okay.
I'm going to go run back.
Okay. I'm going to go around back the building. Okay.
The one that I saw the woman go in.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would it be weird if I take my knife out and sharpen it?
It would probably be weird, especially because your magic knife doesn't need to be sharpened.
But it's like a thing I want to do.
Okay.
Fine. Okay, so I don't do that.
You
That's
sharpen
great.
some of your javelins.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take my javelins out, like,
Check the edges.
check the edges, like look at them, like polish the wood a little bit with a
Right.
fuck around.
Okay. So the building that this person went into looks like it's sort of somebody's house, but also a little bit of a shop. So you could go in the back and it wouldn't be that weird, if that makes sense.
Is there windows?
There are some windows, yeah.
I'm going to, peek in a window here or there.
Okay. So you can see inside that woman is arguing with a man. They're both humans, and the woman is saying, "I just don't think that he's gonna stay here that much longer. I don't think we should actually set up shop. We can't hide here forever, so we might as well get out."
I'm going to try to continue eavesdropping.
Yeah, the man's like, "Oh, I don't know. Did you bring me any food?" She's like, yeah, we got you some." She gets out some a little package that seems to be like they, tied up some of the food. She gives it to him. And she's like, yeah, Roger brought him his down in the canyon. So it'll be fine.
I guess on hearing that, which way did the guy go?
He went around the edge of this building that you're now standing behind. There's not much more town that way, but there is a rough cut, sort of, at some point in the past, it was like a place where water would flow down into the canyon, but people have sort of made it into a ramp by walking in it so much.
Is it cold?
Is it cold?
Like, what's the weather like?
I think it's like late spring. So
Okay.
there's like a little chill in the mornings and evenings.
So I couldn't like go up to that fire reliably and be like, "I'll pay you some for some warmth."
I mean, you could totally get some tea.
I'm gonna do that.
It's not an unreasonable
I get
choice. You get bored.
I get bored.
Okay.
My character doesn't have a lot of patience.
Right.
Patience is not a virtue.
I can tell. So you're gonna go over to this fire. Are you, Webb? What are you up to?
I'm obviously watching her do this. Like,
From around the side of the building, you're watching her do this. Okay, great. So,
Sorry.
Shauna, you walk up to the fire. There's, like I said, there's a couple humans and a couple gobbers.
I
around
try
this
to
fire.
put on my nicest human voice possible.
Uh-huh. And as you approach, one of the gobbers looks up, and he doesn't even have the moment of surprise that most humans have. He's just like, what the fuck ever. And he's like, hello, friend Than. Can I get you a cup of tea?
Well, it just so happens that I would love a cup of tea if you can spare one.
Of course. And he produces a little pewter mug from somewhere, and he pours a little tea, hands it to you.
I take out whatever I think might be an inexpensive, reasonable offer.
One of the copper ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to look too rich, but I
Right.
don't want to look like I'm being a jerk either.
There you go. Give him
And
a
I
little
just want to be like,
And he's
and
like,
offer it.
oh, very kind, very kind.
Flip it at him.
He grabs it. He throws it into his pocket. It seems rare to see a Than around these parts.
We like to stick to our swamps, but sometimes the ladies just got to get out.
Perfectly understandable. I myself prefer a city, but there is business, money to be made.
I'm just from down the south, so it's whatever's close. Don't like to
Really?
stray too far.
That seems a particularly dangerous part of the world.
Danger is all based on perspective.
I disagree, and I think danger's mostly based on size and also size of weapon. It's personal preference.
It's fair. Fair assertion. Sip my tea. I sit so that I have a view of the door of where Justin is. Because
Right.
I was waiting for someone to run out.
Yeah,
So
and you can actually you can see Webb's head poking around the edge of the building at this point. He's waving you over aggressively.
Oh. So I'm like,
Trying to whistle. Can't whistle apparently.
so I sip my tea and I was like, well, not to be rude, Chana.
Apologies. You can call me Rimbo.
Pleasure, Rimbo. And I look over at the man who is staring at me from the table and motion for his name.
Oh, sorry, Roger.
Hello, Roger.
Didn't Roger go down the other way? Or he came back?
Apparently not.
Okay. Never mind.
So I like quickly finished my tea.
Mm-hmm.
Set it down. I was like, anything good to see here that I should check out?
There's a range of arid mountains infested with pigmen.
Bacon.
He looks over at a nearby pharaoh. No offense.
And I nod and I go, well, thank you. I think I'm going to complete my tour of the area. Hopefully I run into you guys again.
It was a pleasure.
Pleasure. And I get up and saunter over. I don't want to look like I'm in too much of a rush.
Mm-hmm.
Just, taking in the sights as I walk over to Webb and then yoink into whatever alleyway he was in.
So you're around the side of this building.
Yeah.
You're sort of out of sight of most people.
I think I got a lead.
What's your lead?
They were talking all suspicious like. And sounds like some bloke named Roger brought our Mark some food.
Well, funny that, because I met Roger at the fire over there.
Look back out at the fire.
It's not the guy that you were following.
How many blokes named Roger are in this town?
You're a human. How common is that name? I don't know.
I don't know. It sounded like he went down the canyon. I figure we should head that way.
Okay, I was going to say let's split up. Let's not split up. Let's stick together.
Let's not.
Let's split up our party of two.
I know. I was just like, no, let's not do that, please.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to follow Justin or Webb
Okay.
and take his lead.
Okay, great. So this is a sort of a steep little slope down into the canyon itself. Down in the canyon, there's a partial rock fall where some of the Wall has collapsed in. There are several piles of just trash down here, just things people have thrown away, because if you have a canyon that cleans itself every once in a while, that is an awfully convenient place to just throw your junk. I don't know if you know that, but that's a fact. There is the other side of the canyon is a little less steep than the one you came down into. There's also what looks like a little swampy area just a little bit away from you, somewhere where water collects and gets enough shade that it doesn't dry up.
But it's otherwise empty of people.
Otherwise, there's nobody obvious down here. The canyon, there's some nooks in the canyon wall and things like that someone could definitely be in. And there's a wooden footbridge over that little swampy spot, so somebody comes down here enough to maintain it.
Well, human, there's no one here.
Well, that tends to be the purpose of hiding, because you want to hide.
I don't know what that means.
What? What do you mean you never hid before?
So, I think one of you should roll detection, if you are curious.
Should we both try it, or? Okay.
That makes sense to me.
What stat would that be if we don't have that skill?
Perception.
Okay, just perception.
11.
12.
Whoa.
Oh, he is really hidden, isn't he?
Nope.
Oh.
Very much not hidden.
Hello, sir.
We see you.
So you spot him, but he's trying to hide from you. There is a pharaoh with a big, ugly iron blunderbuss sort of laying flat on the top of the other side of the little canyon, peering over the edge down at you.
Can I sneak behind him quickly? Or he's up?
He's up. He's up on the other side of the canyon.
Do you want to switch to this?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
let's jump over.
I'll move the camera over.
So we're like here?
Yeah, you're somewhere like having just come down the side of the canyon
Okay.
near this sort of piles of junk. Whoop, whoop. And
Dude, I'm just going to yell up at him.
here is our pharaoh. You're just going to be like...
I'm going to be like, hello, pig! Found any good game hunting around here? He knows speak English or common.
So the language of choice around here is Signarin, which is the human language of the largest
Okay.
nearby human country. And it sort of like looks at you, cocks its head a little bit, and it's like, me no speak good.
What languages do I speak?
It's on the back of your character sheet.
Okay.
But I believe you speak the local human language. You speak a dialect of
Darn.
another thing, and you speak the Trollish language.
Troll. But okay,
Yeah.
so I don't understand.
Yeah. The Pharaoh language is sort of notoriously bad because it incorporates lots of pidgin human words and loan words from other languages.
What do Pharaoh eat? Do I know?
Most things, they're omnivores.
Okay. Like pigs.
Yeah.
Okay. Speak okay. You bang bang food. Yes? And I start making my way closer to him.
Yes. It stands up a little bit and it's like dusting itself off, trying to not look suspicious.
And I'm like, and I just keep walking towards him.
Okay, yeah, you can walk over there.
Yeah. Me no bang bang. Me stabby stabby. And I take out my thing and I show it to him.
Okay. It's good.
While Janelle is distracting what's possibly a guard. So what is going on down here? This is all open, or?
Yeah, it's mostly open. You've got these tall canyon walls here and here. It's a little less steep along this part. There's sort of a swampy bit here with a bridge. There's these piles of trash. But otherwise, it's sort of open red dirt
Is that like a hut or some kind of building?
There's like a little hide hut up there. It's very rough and pretty primitive looking. The kind of thing you could break down and set up in less than half an hour.
Well, there's not really anywhere to sneak past this guy, so I'm going to try to be nonchalant and I don't know, try to look around but not look like I'm looking around.
You want to make like you're inspecting the trash heap, trying to pick through it for good stuff.
That's probably the best thing to like disguise the fact that I'm still trying to figure out where this guy went.
And I'm going to keep walking towards him and try to get right up on him.
Okay, so if you there's a point here where you're going to get to the edge of the cliffside and you'd actually have to climb to get up to him because he's like
I'm going to be
10 or 15 feet above you.
Come, friends, nicey nicey.
Okay, and this guy's just like okay.
I just try to distract him and also get in range of stabbing.
Okay. Right. So you're going to kind of slowly start to climb this. You're not like trying to do it at speed.
No.
I think this is deception, Justin, because you aren't trying to get out of sight. You're just trying to
again
veil your intentions. But I think you should roll
doing.
deception with agility instead of.
All right. So let's see. That would be all right. The skill level is just 1, so it's agility. So just the base agility, or
agility and add your deception skill ranks.
okay. Which is 1, so just be a 5. 11. So that would be 5 would be 16.
He seems disturbed mostly by the lady who's climbing up at him. She's like, I don't know why you're talking to me. Please leave me alone. This is very awkward. So you sort of, I presume, make your way up there.
I'm not about social standards. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I come from a swamp.
That's fine. That's reasonable-ish. Justin, roll detection for me.
And that's just perception.
Yeah.
Oof.
8. So much less.
Okay. There is nothing weird in this canyon. This is a very normal canyon.
Huh.
So as soon as I get up there, is there something in this city that I would know of that's like shaking hands?
Shaking hands is perfectly realistic.
I like get up there, I brush the dirt off my fucking bacon's hard to get to. And then I hold out my hand.
Yeah, it holds out its like funny 4-fingered hand.
I grab it
and shakes your hand and says,
I shake it rigorously.
What do you want?
Hunting. Foodie.
You want to hunt?
And I I try to see where I can see his like layout on the floor. And I just lay down right next to it.
Okay.
And I just show me. And I like look out where he was looking. Do I see anything?
I mean, looking in the direction that he was looking. Yeah. You see it's a pretty good vantage point on that ramp. I mean, coming in this direction.
The way I came in, basically.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he was looking. But he sort of walks up next to you and points down at the pile of rocks. He says, very big rat.
Big rat?
Yeah.
Ooh. Roasted rat good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's not the best, but yeah. And I try to look for the rat. I also make sure can I see Justin from where I am?
Sure. Yeah, you definitely can.
Okay. I scan
Down in the gully.
Okay.
Should I roll to see anything, or am I not in vantage point to see anything?
I mean, you can kind of scan the area. You don't have that great of a view of what's happening over here without walking pretty far away to the other edge of the cliff. Are you gonna keep moving further down?
Yeah.
The gully? Okay. You're going to cross that bridge, or are you going to walk
Sure.
around that swamp?
I'll cross the bridge.
Okay.
Bridge seems better than walking in swamp.
So you cross most of the bridge, right? And as you cross, you are able to see a...
Oh, I killed the house. Do, 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 do.
Do, 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 do.
I found my dice.
So how's your chat with the pig man?
It's going pretty good, actually. I'm currently debating whether I should just stab him in the back or not. But
He is describing to you how he has not seen a rat in 2 days, and he's starting to get very disappointed. There is a very sheltered little fire down there, as well as you now can notice a further alcove, actually, that seems it's quite well sheltered with some crates and barrels inside of it.
oh, that's out of our view.
Oh, it's a little out of our view. Okay, we can.
Yeah, we can just like move
I'm just gonna move it.
or just tilt the camera up a little
Tilt
bit.
the camera up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's perfect.
Does it look like there's anybody at the fire?
Yeah, actually, there is a very, very large ogren, which is a big ogre guy.
There.
Yep.
Good.
He has a hammer leaned up beside him, like a fairly hefty-looking warhammer, and he is roasting a very large dead rat over the fire.
That's strange.
He's just staring at you like, hello.
I give him a nod. Is there nowhere else to go on this bridge? Like it leads there?
Yeah, I mean, you can continue over the bridge and down the gully away into whatever is that way. This is just sort of like a low dip, and then there's a bit of a hill, and then it starts to go downhill.
Morning.
Good morning.
Looking for Roger.
Yeah, he was just here.
Where'd he go?
Maybe he might be around still. I don't really know.
So weird. Sorry.
Maybe if you come back in a bit, he'll be here. What's your name? I could give him your name.
Why don't I just wait with you?
I mean, I'm shooting this shit with a pig on top of a mountain looking for rats. Justin is shooting this shit with some like ogre. I'm just saying. I want everyone to have full attention on what's happening here.
So, I think you could roll something.
All right.
I'm interested to see what you think you're doing. I mean, are you trying to trick this guy? You're trying to charm him a little bit?
I guess I'm trying to trick him that I know who Webb is and that Webb is down here possibly doing something shady, and
Wait, are you Webb?
Or
I'm
Roger.
in Roger, yes.
Yeah.
I'm in on it, and so like, you should just tell me where Roger is.
Okay, so you sort of say something to that effect ish, and
Look, I need to tell him something right now. What's your name?
Bakun.
Bakun. I'm Webb. I need to tell Roger something. Where is Roger?
You should roll deception.
Okay. So it'd be 7-11.
Okay.
7-11.
Okay. Yeah, come and wait. Roger will be here soon.
Right.
What do you need to tell him?
There's some strange new people in town. I think they might be looking for Roger's friend.
Oh, really? Huh. I didn't know Roger had any friends. That was a joke. Sorry, it's my dwarvish sense of humor.
Yeah. Dwarf on your mother's side?
Funny. That's funny. Appreciate that. That's nice. Well, Here's Roger now. And actually, a guy steps out of an alcove over here that you hadn't even seen because there's a rusty, dusty tarp over it.
Okay.
He has a crossbow with him. He's wearing sort of a little bit of armor. Not an unreasonable amount, but more than one wears. Just
In a place with no fighting?
in a place with that is ostensibly safe-ish. He looks down at you. He's wearing a broad, floppy hat. He's got a scar running from the corner of his mouth to one side. He's rubbing something off of his face. You notice he's got like a paste that was a flesh-colored paste that was covering up his scar.
This was the guy at the...
This was the guy back in the tavern.
Okay.
Definitely.
Oh, shit.
He's wearing the same shirt. His head is shaved, which didn't stand out before, but stands out now.
Do I see any rats?
Still no rats.
Still no rats.
See, I tell you, no rat.
All right. We're your friends, buddy.
What?
No friends?
No, have no friends.
Myself?
Yep. Me trout.
Me Chana.
You Chana. I know words. You have to say you Chana.
That would make you Chana, though.
No, you Chana. Me trout.
Okay.
So I kind of like step up from the fire to take a step back.
Right.
Trying to like casually move my hand under. So
Yeah,
I'm
he's
like wearing like a big
casually
alchemist glove.
raising his crossbow.
Who's Alistair? Is his name right?
Yes. Alistair Pembroke.
All right, Alistair. Jig's up. Come with me.
That's
Won't be
not
any
going to
trouble.
happen.
Well, Bounty is dead or alive. I don't really care.
Oh, shit. I'm not even fucking there.
I don't think you know what you're getting yourself into.
How much was his bounty again?
It's worth it.
What is I want to be like what I'm getting into is the bounty amount.
Yeah, it's 500 or 600
Yeah,
crowns, which is a lot of money.
600 crowns is plenty for me.
Is that what it's up to?
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
I've now
all
noticed,
for myself.
I just want to put out, I've now noticed that Justin has disappeared for a while. Because he was in my
You can
vision.
actually hear a conversation happening.
Oh, I can
over
hear a
behind
conversation.
somewhere now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
really like-
I try to like
It's like not more than 30 feet away. so-
enunciate that a little bit louder. I mean, like,
Okay. So
yeah, I'm gonna have that all 600 bounty just for me.
This is easier for you if you just walk away.
So I'm going to be like, what? I smell a rat. Hold on. I'm going to tumble back down.
You're going to go back down.
However, wherever I hear him talk, the voices talking.
It's this direction, so it's
Okay.
it's easiest to get down in that area.
Oh, okay.
You could totally go down.
So I'm going to just start doing that.
What is the Ogren doing right now?
He has
Still
his,
just roasting
he's
his rat.
got his rat on a stick over the fire in his left hand, and he's got the hammer over his knee in his right hand. He's just staring at you.
All right, Alistair, what are you doing this?
Well, I feel like I gave you 2 chances. It's just 2 more chances than I would have given anybody else. So,
I guess I'll draw on him then.
all right, he's
All
gonna
right.
shoot you.
Do we not do
And
initiative?
You're gonna be able to peek around the corner at the last second before this happens and see that they're about to murder each other. So we're all gonna roll initiative.
Okay. 2d6 again.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. It's
Um,
You should roll high. That's the opposite of high.
That was the opposite of high. That was not high. That was low.
You should have rolled high instead.
I found him.
What is added to initiative? Anything? I have
It's
it.
your roll plus you've got an initiative value, which is going to be a number between like 9 and 15.
Okay.
And
Hey, I'm at 16.
Woo! I'm at 19.
that could be better. And
I mean, I rolled
Yeah.
2 ones, John.
could also be okay. You did pretty bad. Let's see. Oof. Okay. All right. So you draw on each other.
Yep.
Doo-doo-doo.
What'd you get?
19.
Ooh, you got a 20.
Uh-oh.
So this game has round-based combat, so like D&D or anything like that. You go in initiative order, and that means that Roger's going to go first with his 20, and then we're going to get Webb at 19. Then we have Trout the Pharaoh, Bakun, the Ogren, and then we have Channa.
Dude, that's totally fair. I just was like walking up.
Yeah. Well,
Although, how does Pharaoh? Pharaoh's further away than I am.
he's paying attention.
I'm just saying.
He's a lot smarter than you give him credit for. So
I was trying not to eat him.
it was very tempting, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh, yeah, I understand. So, on your turn in this game, you can take an action, move, and do a quick action. It's pretty straightforward.
Woohoo.
You can give up your action for some more movement, or you can do all kinds of fun things like that. That all makes sense. Let's see. Our friend Roger, he is going to dash away.
Damn it, Roger.
He's going to make a run for it. Now, we do have facings in this game.
Okay.
So your little base of your figure has a couple little dashes on it. You have a front and a back. And he's going to move away in this direction. And he's going to use his quick action to take cover behind a box. And then he is going to shoot your friend Webb in the back with a crossbow.
Jerk.
It's going to be great. So he's going to use his rat, which is his ranged attack, against your defense, your DEF. What is that for you?
12.
Okay. You are not the easiest person to hit.
Yay.
Goodbye, dice.
Dodgery.
Guess you're gone forever.
Oh, it's something you can put in.
So
You got it.
let's...
That 5 doesn't count. It fell on the floor.
Okay, what did I get? Oh, hey, I got a 12. Here's
Damn.
this, Justin. I think you don't have some of your abilities written out.
Oh, all of these, like,
Yeah.
connivers and dodgers and
Yeah.
stuff.
So that you can get to that stuff. What's your armor? Your
10.
ARM. 10? Okay. Does that have an armor modifier in it?
5.
Okay. Is that just your physique stat? Because it should have something else in there.
I assume it's this alchemist leathers. It says 5. So it's physique stat plus
Okay, great.
leathers.
Yeah. All right. That's so you don't set yourself on fire. It's very important.
Oops.
Oh, okay. So you're going to take a pretty brutal shot from a crossbow.
Oh, that's good.
And let's see. You're going to take 6 damage.
I need to roll one of the...
Yes, you are. So you can go ahead and roll a 6-sided dice. And this is the goofy mechanism for taking damage.
Is that this weird whirlwind thing?
It's this weird spiral whirlwind thing on your character sheet. I'll hold it up really close. If you can see that weird spiral, it is a 6-pointed wheel, I guess. 2 of each of the lines of bubbles corresponds to part of your character statistics, and the higher your stats are, the more damage you can take.
Okay.
And it's randomly distributed among the different points of the bubble. So it's strange.
All right. Finally found all
Someone's
the
going to have
sections
to
for some
explain
of
this
this
to me
stuff.
at some point.
It's a weird one. We won't get too far into it
Spine
since we're just trying to
attack.
play a little bit of the
Yeah.
game.
Skilled. Can reroll failed bribery and deception-based social skills.
All right, where'd you take that hit?
5, so it's in intelligence.
Okay.
Sidestep. Just trying to make sure that none of these skills were actually...
I think you're out of luck since you got mostly hit right in the face with a ranged attack. You're pretty good at getting away from melee, though, if I remember correctly.
Okay. How does this work again? So you go down the 5 until it
Until it fills up, and then you roll over to the 6.
And then you go to the other
Yeah.
So you fill the first 3 and then you fill the 6.
Yep.
2, 3, and then we stop.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm not
Exactly right.
crippled in intellect yet.
Nope. Which is good.
Ow. Yeah,
Yes,
'cause
as
bad
you fill up
things
your
are
little
happening.
branches, you start to take penalties to stuff, which is bad. All right, Webb, it's your turn.
Oh, they have a little thing that tells you what all these do. Well, that hurt. So there's a giant ogre guy. I think I want to back away from the ogre, but then. All right, so let's see. What's my movement? Where is movement? Is it even on this side of the sheet?
Yes, it's your speed stat, SPD.
Oh, okay. 6.
Yep.
So I can move pretty far.
Yeah, you can move quite far.
Well, I'm gonna run to this side.
Okay.
Where his cover is. You just moved me.
So
like
towards not
6.
Roger.
Yes. I just want to get on this side of the cover. Like, put some distance between me and the ogre.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna shoot Roger.
Okay. So you're going to take a shot at Roger.
Yep. So I've got my sword and pistol out.
All right.
Just gonna shoot him.
Bang.
Let's see. So I'm just rolling my rat, right? Mm-hmm. 4 plus would be 10.
Okay, that's exactly a hit. His defense is 10.
So it's 10 power, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So deal him 10.
So you'll roll
Sorry, I
2d6.
forget how these work.
So you roll to hit. If you hit, you roll for damage. When you roll for damage, you roll 2d6, and you add the power of your weapon, or the power of your weapon plus your strength score if it's a melee weapon.
Okay. Wow, this is gonna be a lot. Ugh. 22.
Wow. Okay. Thankfully, he's wearing armor, so
Damn
he
it.
is a lucky man.
He's gonna be less lucky in a
Let's
second.
see. He's got a little bit of health going for him left. All right, so he's going to survive that.
That's fine, because luckily, Webb is a very skilled man.
Yes, so
So-
every character in Iron Kingdoms has an archetype. An archetype sets your overall availability of ability set and sort of the flavor of your character. So, for example, Chana is a gifted character, which means she's allowed to use magic. Webb is a skilled character, which means he is quick and dangerous and hard to pin down. And and the basic benefit of being a skilled character, whereas Chana's allowed to use magic, Webb just gets to attack twice.
Yep.
Whenever he attacks.
Cool.
So we're gonna shoot him again.
Okay, bang, bang. And you have a repeating pistol, so you're allowed to just shoot twice. It's like a revolver.
That'll be a 10. That'll be a 21 versus his defense.
Wow, okay.
Or no, sorry, 10, 16. My bad.
Okay, and is that doubles?
Yes.
It's just a crit. We won't get too
Ooh.
deep into crits, but it's a crit.
Well, good.
So
I'm glad.
go ahead and roll for damage.
All right. I guess I can actually roll this out here.
You totally can.
So that'll be 3, 5, 8 plus 10, 18.
Okay, so bang, bang. He takes another shot and he collapses. Dead or alive, he's one or the other, but for now it's hard to tell.
And I'm gonna stare at the ogre and be like,
Don't do it.
"Don't do this, man.
Okay.
All I wanted was him."
And as you're like, don't do it, this pharaoh walks around and shoots Chana in the back.
Really?
Really?
We were buddies, fucking bacon. I was all my. You know what?
What's your defense, Chana?
Not low enough for him. Because he better kill me. 14.
Oh, wow, you're actually pretty hard to hit. And he's going to miss you. Bang.
Bacon did what?
Turn around and look at him and say that.
Yes. With a very confused face on.
Me no bacon. You bacon.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, and he's going to spend a quick action to, he's using his big piggy hooves to dig himself a little foxhole that he's going to
Great.
hunker down in.
I'm gonna I don't know if I can do this,
Okay.
but I'm going to use this thing called Onslaught.
Yes, you can definitely, but your turn's not up yet, so because there's still a huge ogre that
I'll
gets
hold
to
it.
do its thing.
I'll hold it.
You're gonna hold on to
Yeah,
that.
I'm
You're
gonna hold
good.
it.
You're comfortable.
Yeah.
And as when you're like, don't do it, it's not worth it. He's like, oh, I'm gonna do it. He's gonna charge you. And so here's a question. He's big and slow. I think he's still fast enough to make it to you. He totally is.
Crap.
He's gonna move base to base with Webb and try and hit you really hard.
No, don't do that.
Oh yeah. Do that. That's gonna work. Slammed. This is gonna hurt. Have fun. All right, he's gonna hit you.
Okay.
Can you sneak away? Does he have to miss you for you to use sidestep?
So sidestep is maybe something we want to change. Sidestep is just when I hit enemy characters with a melee weapon.
Okay. Yeah.
Dodger is the one that's if they miss me, I get to move
If
away.
they miss you, you get to move away. Okay. So he's gonna roll pretty bad on his damage roll. He's actually gonna only hit you for 5.
All right. He's gonna hit me in. Oh, that's bad. The 5.
Ooh, and then it's gonna be Chana's turn. So you're gonna take a hit to the head.
And then it maxes that out and then goes which direction again?
Clockwise.
Clockwise. Okay. So 1.
All right,
2,
Chana.
I was actually not going to attack this
4,
pharaoh
5.
and let him go because I felt like he was the only
Ow.
one that was nice to me in this fucking town.
Right.
I just want to put that out there. It was
Okay.
a thought that I had
Okay.
for like a fleeting second.
So now I have a crippled intellect. I have -2 defense and cannot upkeep spells.
Ooh, well, good thing you don't cast spells,
Eh,
I guess. What's the plan?
Should I look up Onslaught real quick?
No, I know exactly how onslaught
Okay.
works.
I'm going to Onslaught him.
All right. You have a problem.
What's my
All
problem?
right. So in this system, you're not allowed to charge over difficult terrain or obstructions. You need a clear path. And he is uphill, up cliff from you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But Onslaught is a special ability that you have where you're allowed to make a ranged attack and then charge or run afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So while you couldn't charge him, you could run
Okay.
and try and scamper up the cliff.
Okay.
If that's
I'm
what
not
you want
afraid
to
of
do.
his
That
fucking
sounds
gun.
good to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to throw a javelin at him.
Yep. How do I do that? I roll 2 6.
You roll
Right.
2d6. You add the rat of your javelin, which should be up there near it on the sheet.
14.
14 total. You're definitely going to hit him.
And then I roll again
Yep.
and add my power.
Yes, and you add the power of the weapon.
16.
Okay. He's going to take a little bit of damage, but not much. Your javelin grazes him, catches on the like thick leather that he's wearing.
That's fine. It was all ruse.
It's all
It was all ruse.
It's a distraction. And then are you going to
dodge this.
charge up the cliff? Is
Yes.
that your plan? Okay, so I'm going to have you roll climbing, which is a physique roll.
And as I'm doing this, I'm screaming, "Didn't get bacon with my breakfast, you bitch, and now you're gonna be that."
Okay. So
I did it. I turned into an arrow.
it's true. Do you want to spend your quick action to transform?
Yes. I
Okay.
don't know what that does, but yes.
So you gain
Murder
the
beast.
You gain the stealth ability, which means you're hard to hit with ranged attacks.
Okay.
In fact, enemies just can't target you with ranged attacks if you're more than 5 inches away from them.
Nice.
And you're also going to get boosted agility and perception rolls. So
Nice.
you're going to be better at seeing things.
Do I have anywhere on here that shows me my stats when I transform?
Your stats don't change.
Okay.
Other than just your agility and perception gets better and you are harder to shoot.
So is that now my max numbers?
No. Nothing there actually changes. Basically,
Sorry, when you say it gets better,
it
I
gets
don't know what
better.
that
So the
means.
way that works is it gets something that's called a boost in this system,
Okay.
which is instead of rolling 3 dice and adding your stat, you just roll another.
Oh, great.
Or instead of rolling 2 dice, you roll 3 dice.
Great.
It's pretty straightforward. All right. You want to climb up there.
Yeah, I'm
Let's see if you
climbing.
manage to climb up there.
Okay,
Go
what do
ahead
I
and
roll?
roll and add your physique stat.
Is so because that
You know what? It should actually be agility here because
Yeah.
this is about not stepping on loose rocks because that's what the real trick is with this cliff. So go ahead and roll 3 dice because you've transformed, so it's boosted.
Okay.
and
ahead.
add your agility stat.
Oof.
It's not
12.
12 is good enough. So you're going to be able to, and you're very quick, right? Because you're running. So
I have
you're-
a speed 7.
So your actual movement is going to be 14 inches. So it's
Okay.
going to be larger than our entire ruler, which I think is probably enough for you to go up here, climb that, turn around, and get right up on him.
Nice.
All right. Now if he tries to run away from you, in fact, you have enough to get all the way into his back arc.
Yeah, I want to get wherever makes it the most inconvenient for him to run away.
It's really inconvenient for him to run away right
Okay.
there. And then we roll back around to the top of the initiative. Roger is down.
That's
And-
right, Roger.
Webb, what are you up to?
There's a giant ogre man.
It's an Ogren. He's like, I think he's 9 feet tall.
And it is advancing. Advancing is just moving, right?
Yes, and
Okay.
advance is just movement.
Well, we're gonna stab him with my sword, I guess.
Okay.
Can I get one of the other dice, John?
Oh.
Oh, thank you. 4 plus 9.
Ooh, okay, that's not going to hit. He's going to dodge out of that.
Um.
Actually, sorry, never mind. He doesn't dodge that.
Okay.
He's wearing a big, heavy, thick coat, so
So I might have
with armor in it. So you're going to hit, but it may be
might
hard to hurt him.
damage. Yeah. So that's 8 plus 7, 15.
Okay, you're like, as you stab into him, you realize that his big coat has chainmail in it.
Mm-hmm.
So your blade barely punches into it. You hurt him, but
Bink.
not badly.
That's enough. So with my sidestep, I'm just gonna move away from 2 inches.
Okay,
So really quick, while we're doing this,
you can move him. I don't know which direction you want to go with your
John,
towards this thing.
This way, away from ogre dude.
I presume you want to face him.
Yes.
So John, real quick, while we're doing this,
Yeah.
a lot of people in chat have been asking what happened to the D&D campaign.
What happened to the D&D campaign is a really good question. Mostly, 2 of our players moved on. They don't work at the Escapist anymore, and therefore, we decided to go ahead and just let it die,
And then start something new. With,
Yeah.
and go ahead and play something with just a few people that we can do a short run of, and then in the future we'll be able to get a larger group together again to play other games. But yeah, that was the reason that we stopped playing the D&D campaign.
I miss Buttercup.
Which we all miss Buttercup. We all miss Buttercup.
Ironically enough, Tito now works for Wizards of the Coast.
Yes,
So-
ironically. So it's not completely out of the question that we would ever play again.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of his job to come play with us now.
It is, in fact, part of his job to play Dungeons & Dragons now. So ideally, this is a thing that can happen one day.
So Webb has stabbed the Ogren, has like stepped away.
Super dead.
And he has done one of those. It's probably one of his. Well, we're 2 inches away.
Yes.
I would try to like drop a grenade slightly behind him.
Okay.
So
You're going to roll
I'm
out a grenade
Not
at him.
in the. Yeah, I think we kind of did one of the like we stabbed him to try to distract him.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like dropped a grenade at his feet.
Yeah, and he goes, "Rah!"
Back away.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw a grenade at him. One of my few grenades, but holy crap, it's a giant ogre man. Actually, so what is the effect of a knockdown in this game?
So this game has 2 very specific and specialized things of being on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
There is prone, which is your standard, like, I laid down on the ground on purpose. Here I am on the ground. I'm in control of myself. And then there's knockdown, which is like I have been blown on my ass. And it is a purely negative condition. And it's actually pretty painful. It's hard to get back up. When you do get back up, you're very limited in what you can do on your turn. So it is a sad day.
Okay.
If you hit him with a knockdown, he's not going to be able to get to you next round.
I only have 1 concussion grenade though.
That's because they're expensive. They're filled with alchemical true air,
Ooh.
which explodes in every direction when they go off.
Well, I've only barely heard him, and Janelle's fighting with this pig man. So yep, I'm gonna.
I'll be right there. Web,
gonna-
I'll be right there.
We're gonna break out our 1 concussion grenade. 'Cause I think
Okay.
We're gonna need it.
Roll it over.
Let's see. This is.
I really hope you miss and it scatters towards you and knocks you both down.
That would be bad.
That'd be hilarious.
Would he fall
That's
off the
rat
bridge?
6.
Yes.
Nope. We
Oh no!
critted a roll again.
Oh, wow.
With double
Okay.
sixes.
So it exactly makes it.
Yeah, that'd be a
Ding, ding,
18.
So as you are stabbing at him with your rapier, right, with your sword, your
pulling
other
the
arm
pin
is
as a free action.
going around through your grenade bandolier, popping the pin off with one hand, which is a very skilled maneuver. It's a special thing that only you can do, and then rolling it at his feet as you slip away, and it explodes. He is knocked down. Ow. And is in fact very, very sad. I'm actually gonna just give him this little knockdown token so we know what's up. And okay, great. That's your turn. You're a skilled character. You can get away with shenanigans. You still have your
move, right?
movement. Yep.
We're gonna move farther away.
Okay.
back
this
across
would
the
be
bridge?
6 feet.
Six more
that way.
inches. And an inch is about a 6 foot.
Where do you measure
Space.
from the front of the base?
You technically measure, from the front of the base, but you can measure back to back if you want to.
Like at the end of the bridge, Justin?
Yeah, just like I just want to be another 6 away from him, so that
So even further than that, yeah.
yeah,
that's the right
whenever
choice.
he gets up, he can't just easily charge me.
Okay. And that puts it at Trout the Pharaoh's turn. He's going to turn around and try and club you with the butt of his gun.
Do it. I like the pain.
Which is not going to be very successful. He swings his gun at you. You lean back out of the way. He squeals. It's then the Ogren's turn. He's going to stand up. And he seems like he uses his other hand to draw a little. He turns towards you, uses his other hand to draw, like as he staggers to a feet, draws like a hand axe. And he seems like he's sort of ranging it, like he's going to try and throw it at you.
Damn it! He's not supposed to.
But you're not in range, so he can't.
Ah.
That's right.
And then it is, let's see, it's Chana's turn.
Great. I'm going to try to stab him.
Okay.
I'm just going to be like, look, just testing for the fat. And then lunge.
Dark. All right.
Do you want to use some of your stabby magic?
I don't
It
know
is
how that
stabby magic
works
time.
yet.
I think
You just juice it. Okay, so you have, what's your arc stat? It should be on the other side of your character
Other
sheet.
side.
It should be 3.
it's next to int. It's that top number.
It's 4.
Okay. Oh, you're great at this. All right, so flip your sheet over. Your spellcasting is really easy. You can spend a number of points of spells, a cost equal to your arc stat. You'll notice I have conveniently given you 4 points of arc spells.
Yes.
So you just cast all the spells you want.
Sweet.
And then at the beginning of your turn, you will you gain fatigue points basically over time.
Mm-hmm.
As it is right now, you can't overspend your fatigue, so you don't even have to worry about that.
So I
mechanic.
don't have to stab him first to use my blood magic.
You basically you cast your blood magic, rippling runes and things like that appear, and then if you stab him, the magic goes off. If you
Okay.
miss, the magic is wasted.
Okay. So I'm going to do blood magic brutal strike.
Oh God!
Empowered weapon melee attack this turn gains additional damage die.
All right.
You can actually just do all of them.
At
You-
the
you
same time?
You can do, in fact,
At the same time?
at the same time. One of them is totally unnecessary. Well, actually, yeah, because you haven't been hurt and it heals you, so you don't even need one of them. But
Yeah.
you should totally use the first one.
Okay. Next empowered melee attack roll this turn is boosted. What does that mean?
Means you're going to get a 3rd dice on your melee attack.
Wait, so I get 4?
No.
Oh, so my attack gets 1.
Yep.
And then my damage roll gets 1.
Yep.
Got it. Doing it.
It's a beautiful day.
Accurate strike. Blood magic. Hear my call.
He's a pig.
Do I add anything to that?
Your weapon rat. It's still an attack with your weapon.
My blade.
Yes, your sacred blade.
There is no rat.
What?
The same
Matt,
thing as
sorry.
Matt. Oh,
Matt,
sorry.
Melee attack, not your ranged attack. Your mat is melee attack.
16.
Oh, okay. That definitely hits him.
Okay.
All right, so now you're going to roll those 3 dice, and you're going to add it to the P plus S, the
Okay.
power plus strength of your sacred blade attack.
That's bad.
18.
He's gonna survive this. Oh, okay, he dies gruesomely. All right, the magic of your weapon blows out his innards.
Poor pig man.
Literally, the magical runes like crawl into him and pull his innards out as you stab him. He
And then I
dies.
lick my
He dies.
blade.
He dies
I
badly.
lick my blade clean with my free action.
Oh, okay. That was gruesome. Gross. You're unsanitary. That's actually my real opinion of you.
And whatever blood is left, I wipe it on my face.
That's appropriate. That's good Tharn behavior. Gotta scare the filthy humans. All right, Webb, it's your turn.
What the? Bang.
Bang.
We'll deal with that later. You shoot this ogre. I'm within 8 of him, right, though?
Oh, you definitely are.
Ha! My pistol has range
Yes,
over your
you
axe.
definitely are.
So we'll shoot him.
Well, I would hope your pistol has range over his axe.
6 plus 8, 14? Or no, 6 plus 6. That's the other one. 12.
Ooh.
Which I think still hits him.
12 is going to hit him.
All right. So we'll roll some damage. 19.
Interesting. Okay. That's going to hurt him, but not too bad. He's still on his feet. Bang. He takes the pistol shot and he's just like, you should have brought a bigger gun.
Well, that'll be another hit.
Okay.
And then roll some damage. 14.
Okay. Yeah, and you say that, and then patang, your second shot pongs off one of his, like right off of his shoulder, which must have a metal plate below the coat. Bigger gun.
Fuck. Back away.
All right, you're gonna move 6 feet further away, or 6 inches further away.
Yeah.
Are you still backing up, basically?
Do you want to sneak all? You want to back all the way up against that rock wall, or would you rather like turn and start going up the?
No, because I
No.
think people are going to come from that way.
Okay,
So I kind of want to get myself more, a little bit
a
like
little
in
better
that
defended.
direction.
Okay,
So we can kind of
yeah,
see
that's definitely
which.
an option.
And then I guess facing this direction.
Yeah,
'Cause
we've
facing
got,
matters.
We've got you facing. We'll
Okay,
face you
just
that
making
way.
sure.
So this is your front.
Yeah, so I'm
that-
looking.
that
so I can
arc.
see like this way.
Yeah,
All right.
sounds good. And you do in fact now see that woman who you saw earlier, who was sneaking down this way,
Oh shit.
and she actually sees you firing your pistol, looks around in both directions, then kind of shrugs and rolls something down away from her,
Oh crap.
and then she takes off and she runs.
Great.
Crap.
And she's going to run twice her speed, so she's actually just going to go 12 inches and run all the way, in fact, off the board. As that thing nears you,
It looks familiar.
let's see. Yeah, it's definitely a clockwork grenade housing
Yeah.
of some kind, but it is a more rugged, less standardized work than you're used to. Definitely someone doing some field work out here.
Do I have enough time to kick it?
You don't, as she seems to have been holding it, just waiting for the right time, right? She must have been watching you back away, firing your pistol. And it rolls near your feet and explodes into a cloud of smoke.
Oh. Okay.
She seems to be covering her own escape. And it's going to be
What?
within 3 inches of this point.
The bounty mention a second person?
No, it didn't.
That's fine. Go.
And then
We weren't
it's
supposed to recover the goods,
our
were we?
Ogren's turn.
Just
Nothing was said about anything other
All right.
than that guy, dead or alive. Let's
Just
see.
making clear.
And at this point, he's kind of wounded. He looks around and he's just like, this isn't worth it. And he looks up at you and he's like, another time. And he starts trundling and running off.
Shake my blade at him.
Okay. So there you go.
That was really fun.
Jada, get the body. Time to go.
Get the body. You get the body. You look The crates are marked like Signarin military, eyes only, do not open under any circumstances.
I open one of them.
Of course you do. So what you walk up like, oh no, wait,
Ugh.
you're wearing a gas mask,
Yeah.
right? You're covered. So you actually just like stride out of the cloud of smoke like a badass.
Except, bleeding from a head wound.
Not important. It's not actually a significant wound until you go down. So you'll survive. And Chana has cracked open this crate that is clearly marked in Signarin characters on the side. Do not open. Inside are funny looking spheres with a goldish metallic layer on top of them. They've got small ports ringed in tiny, intricately carved runes.
Is there a skill to recognize what they are?
There is. It'd be a lore skill of some kind, something like Mechanica or
I have lore devouring worm.
Devourer Worm. These are not created by the Devourer Worm.
Alchemy isn't.
You have alchemy.
applicable?
You can roll alchemy.
Okay. 12.
Okay. So though these are not immediately recognizable to you, there's actually only one thing these could be. They are steamjack cortexes. You notice this because the unique alchemical treatment on the outer shell is only used in one place. It's the only thing that makes gold look like that. These are very valuable. Very, very valuable to the right people. They are what make steamjacks, the big armored military steam-powered robots, go. These are their brains.
Well, we're rich.
They're exceedingly difficult to manufacture.
Well.
And should they go missing, are, worth a lot to the right people.
So just in ballpark. So the bounty is 600. How much is one of these worth?
It depends on who you sell it to. Frankly, it's even hard to imagine that you might have the
Connections.
connection. Like, you'd need to be very careful because obviously the penalty here is there's no trial, right? It's just like they just kill people for this.
But we found it. We rescued it.
You did rescue it.
Huh.
So if you were to return them,
What about a finder's fee? Finder's fees are okay
that could
with
happen.
me.
That may well happen. If you presume you could get twice or three times their value, whatever that is, it's thousands and thousands of crowns, right? For these, if both of these crates is filled with even just steamjack parts, it's a lot of money.
Bogren, come back. We need somebody to carry this. We'll pay you. We'll just forget about the fact that you smacked me in the head and I shot you.
We can be friends. We don't have to be enemies. Is that what you're trying to say here?
I think we're taking this, or at least trying to.
Great.
I don't know how we're gonna get out of here.
So we will leave it there then. I think that's us done for the day. That was really fun, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it.
I had a great time.
Great.
I'm starting to get into my character.
You're getting into it.
Figuring out who she is, really.
Feeling it. And I thought that's always a good reason to have like a session 0. So this is our kickoff point, I guess. This is like how the two of you came to be an unlikely pair of bounty hunters. You, Webb, are the guy who everyone's like, that's Webb. He took down all those bandits solo. And then Webb secretly just gets out. As soon as he gets out of civilization, Chana's just like, what's up, Webb? Let's go kill some dudes.
Blood streaked across my face.
So, hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. Yep. Again, I'm John Bolding.
Janelle Bonanno.
I'm Justin Klaus.
And it's so good to be back playing role-playing games again. Woo-hoo. We will see you next Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. We will not have technical difficulties next week, so we will start on time. For another few hours of role-playing games. If you enjoyed this and this is your first time here, we'd love a follow or subscribe, depending if you are on the YouTubes or the Twitch. And, of course, if you like this, you can go watch our sadly canceled but still enjoyable old Dungeons & Dragons stream to tide you over in the meantime. And we will see you for more blood-soaked, gunpowder, smoke-stained steam
How do I
robot
buy more
clanking
grenades?
alchemy grenade fueled adventures.
I'm totally bringing a knife next week.
If you bring a
that's
knife in here, I'm
scary.
It's
not
not going to be
playing.
a real knife.
Okay, no, it's a little better now.
It's like a cosplay knife.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
I'm going to dress it up with
I'm
cute
gonna-
things.
I'm comfortable with that now.
I'm gonna roll out of frame here.
I'm
away from
I'm
Janelle.
okay as long as it's not a real knife.
It's not going to be a real knife.
That you guys killed that ogre.
He ran.
He did run away. He survived.
I didn't get to kill him at all. I'm going to go over and bake that pig, though.
That's gross. You shouldn't.
You
do
said
that.
I eat things.
Sometimes, not all the time. You're welcome to eat things.
He's a giant pig.